What's going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video review. This time we're going to take a look at the Defo series from Star Ace The Nun, and you can pre-order this figure at bigbadtoystore.com. As you can see, I got two boxes here. One is the open mouth version. They're both deluxe, and one is the regular version of Valak. And I want to thank our friends from Star Ace for sending me this Defo series to be able to review. And I can tell you right now, right off the bat, it is frightening. It is freaking me out when I was reviewing this figure. It's it's definitely surreal because I never had, I was expecting when it's Defo series, and I'm gonna show it to you later on. If you are not familiar with the Defo series, they look like those Funko Pops, which I don't collect, but like make it 100 times better, because it is not one of those generic Funko Pops where it does have the head, the dot eyes, and this one actually has a fabric outfit. So, and I've had one Defo series with them before, which is Kong, and that is terrific. But this figure, or I can call it figure because it does have articulation, and I do apologize why I did that to the camera. It just maybe freaked you out a little bit, because it is legitimately freaking me out when I'm reviewing this figure. The paint application is crazy on this nun figure, and this is not the non-open mouth version is a little less freaky, I can tell you that. So they both have a stand, and you can actually change their hands, kind of like a regular 1/6 scale figure. And this one, and they both have hands to be able to hold that painting, or I guess you can call that painting. And they come with this beautiful base that you can actually use if you have 1/6 scale. This is nice, and just by this one itself, I would buy the deluxe version, because anytime that you can get this sort of a plastic and you get two of them, you can actually have somebody stand there even with one or both feet on them, and they would look good. So like I mentioned earlier, if you get the deluxe version, you get this base and extra hands. Oh no, I think you still get the extra hands even without the deluxe version, but with the deluxe version you get the base, definitely, for sure. So if I would say, if I have to recommend one, now if you're into horror, I would say get both, because they are so different. Look at this. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, man, this is freaking me out. Now I'm reviewing this, I'm doing a voiceover when I do my reviews, and I try not to. I would say she would look less freaky to me if I get more Defo series in the horror line, and I can have her stand right next to those guys. There's some that are not freaky-ish like this, kind of like Jason from Friday the 13th. It looks great, but it's not freaking me out, kind of like this one, because Jason is more of a monster type. This one's kind of like ghostly, you know what I mean? And just horror. And look at that transition that I did to the screaming head sculpt. The screaming head sculpt is giving me nightmares right now. The non-screaming one I can even tolerate. This one is just intense, man. Look at the eyes, just so intense. The mouth. This makes me think twice about getting Pennywise, because I wanted to get Pennywise as well. You know what? Pennywise doesn't even freak me out in the movie. He's okay. But this one, the Conjuring, I've seen 1 and 2. I skipped the Nun altogether, so I didn't see the movie where this is from, but I know which franchise she is from. I've seen Conjuring 2. Do I remember most of it? No, I'm not that, I don't, but I can remember Conjuring 1 for sure. Conjuring 2, it's still a pretty good movie, but I really don't remember the scene. And look at that. If you turn off the lights, she gets even more weirder. You know what? If you want to freak out with friends, though, I would say this is a good way. Send them pictures on your phone, or if you are doing a live stream or something, which I do sometimes. I can just bust it out on the screen and make that screaming noise, kind of like when you're doing that puzzle and that girl from The Exorcist comes out and you jump out of your seat because the volume is so high. I'm pretty sure you can do the same thing with this vinyl figure. And this is what I'm talking about. I'm used to this, and this is still better than Funko Pop. And I'm not trying to destroy anyone who collects Funko Pop, because they are fun as well. They're cheaper than regular Hot Toys, and you can get all your fix for your pop culture, whatever. But look at these guys. They're a lot different. The poses, there's more dynamic. The head, obviously, it's a bit bigger than the body. But I was surprised with all the articulation that they come with, especially with this nun, because the one that you saw with Kong, it doesn't have any. As you can see here, the head moves around. The outfit is actually fabric. The head moves because she could actually hold the painting, and this cross right here is fabric. She is screaming and she's freaking me out again every time I look at this lady. The non-screaming one I can even tolerate, like this one I can have her stand up, with something, and she's fine. This one, the feet moves as well, not the legs, just the feet. So if you don't want to use the stand, which is if you got the non-deluxe version, you can do that. And if you want to display her, I'll probably display the non-screaming head sculpt holding this painting, because that screaming head sculpt is just freaking me out, man. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say that, but the paint application, Star Ace did so well that I don't know, if you're a horror fan, maybe you'd love this, but if you're just a casual fan, this might just give you nightmares, which is what's giving me right now. And you can see both, so you can kind of hide the face. So that might be the look that I'm gonna go for with this lady. I didn't expect this to be this intense. I'm telling you right now, it is pretty intense. So if you're into horror, and some people are, I'm not really that kind, but you might enjoy this. And then they have a lot more. They got this Pennywise, who's lighting up with his mouth. Jason, like I mentioned earlier, and I know there's a few more. There's a few Lord of the Rings, like Balrog. That one I'm really interested in, because anything Lord of the Rings I really want to collect. But this one, as you can see, I'm like just turning them around. Overall, it looks terrific. The belt looks kind of like 1/6 scale. It's leather. Everything's well done. Even her outfit is just well done. It's just intense. And oh man, I thought I did a seamless transition there. Apparently there's a jump that you can see with her screaming right now, and I purposely cut this screaming head sculpt to a minimum for me to avoid seeing her more often. But it is pretty intense, guys. It is pretty intense. And this is their comparison to the Lycan statue that I just got from Star Ace. And as you can see, they're a bit smaller. They're probably a little bit taller than a pop, because their head is a bit bigger and longer. But there you go, guys. This is the nun from Star Ace. And yeah, if you want to make yourself suffer, go ahead and buy this. But hey, if you're into horror, I suggest you buy this. It's like $60 for the deluxe version, I believe, and a little bit cheaper if you're getting the non-deluxe version. And if you stand them up along with other Defo series, it would look great. Or you can have her stand up by herself if you want to on your desk. Just don't bring him at work, because you might get fired unless you work for a horror company. But there you go, guys. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Hit that like button, because it really does help out the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and also on Twitch, because I play there pretty much every night. And I would see you guys in the next review.